NXT started off tonight with Lizzie Rain in the back, waiting on her tag team partner Shawn Spears to show up. He was scheduled to team with her in a mixed tag team match against Izzy Dame and Deco Vance, who told her as they walked by, "We told you," referring to Shawn Spears not showing up. And there was no reference to Shawn Spears for the rest of the show, and it makes you think that he's just an afterthought now. Maybe that was their way of writing off his character. I know he still is a trainer at the PC. So then we have Nico Vance and Izzy Dame come out, and then Lizzie Rain came out, and it turned out just to be kind of a 2-on-1 match until EK Prosper showed up as her tag team partner, and EK would pin Nico Vance for the win, so securing the win for both himself and Lizzie. So they show footage from last week. The new tag team champions Mouseborn and Tavion Heights were celebrating. Everyone in the locker room was giving them props. These are mostly faces, and they were kind of teasing future opponents that they could face in the future. We see Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair in the locker room, or actually a doctor's office rather. And Kendall had her ear wrapped, all bandaged from that brutal spot in that NXT Underground match she had with Lola Vice. She went ear first into the steps, bleeding like crazy. She had her whole head wrapped to stop the bleeding because there was so much blood coming out. And but you know, she made it through. She won the match, but she still had her ear wrapped, and she was not going to be cleared for action for a while. So we go to the backstage. Interviewer Emily Agard, who I have to say, looking great as always. She was interviewing EK and Lizzie after their win, but then Callie Armstrong walks by and just like takes the mic and then heads to the ring, and she is demanding a title shot. I don't care about Callie Armstrong, to be honest. And then Kalani Jordan interrupted her. She also wanted a title shot. Then Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair came out. They go back and forth. Kendall agrees to give Kalani a contract for a title shot in the future. Kalani got the chance to choose whenever she wants it, and Kalani chose Heatwave. So NXT Heatwave, Kendall Gray defends her NXT Women's Championship against Kalani Jordan. I think Kalani might go to the main roster too after this, because it's kind of like a Lola Vice situation. What's left for Kalani to do in NXT? I just feel like they have too big of a roster. And with all these call-ups, I'm worried there's going to be some cuts. I'm fear of some of the women, especially. The women's division on SmackDown is just too filled, and there's not enough women going to Raw. I'm afraid we might get some more cuts in the future. I don't want to see it, but I can see some. Anyway, what happened was, back to the segment, Callie got mad. She took a cheap shot, and she was trying to hit, I think it was Ren, but she ducked out of the way instead. Kendall got hit, and Kendall just went right down because of her injured ear in the storyline. And then they beat up Ren, both Kalani and Callie. So I don't know if they have a new alliance now, but they left both the faces, Ren and Kendall, laying. We go backstage, and Robertson was talking to Cruz Montana, and then that's when Keanu Carver walked in. He fucking sucks. I hate this guy. He's fucking shit. Dark State was out next. We had Dion Lennox against Saquon Sugars. Totally fast forward through this. Lennox won. Robert Stone was on the phone in his office with Rey Mysterio, who is the general manager of AAA. Both Ray and Robert Stone agree that Rey Fenix will defend the AAA Cruiserweight Championship match. He'll defend the title, on NXT, and also, I think it's some guy from AAA, I forget who, La Parca, I think he's going to have a match on NXT. They're really trying to push this double feature they have in Houston. It's Heatwave, and then NXT's Heatwave, and then before that it's AAA's Heatwave in the afternoon. They're doing their best to promote it. Look, they're trying to destroy or trying to hurt AEW's All-In show. That's why they're doing this, but a lot of the focus is to that. I like Heatwave though. Heatwave's a kind of show. It's like their second biggest show of the year probably. I hate that it's just being used by WWE just as an excuse to hurt, AEW. I wish it was focused on its own show, because it's usually one of their better shows every year. I always enjoy Heatwave. And then we had Zario next. Grayson Waller was backstage. He mocked Saquon Sugars in the doctor's office, and Sugars got angry. I don't give a fuck about Saquon Sugars. Who cares? Ren Sinclair was out next. We get the NXT Women's North American Championship on the line. Zarya defending against Ren Sinclair. So it was an okay match, but then what happened was, after Saquon Sugars kind of got provoked by Grayson Waller, to do something, he does, and he actually goes right after Dion Lennox, and they went brawling onto, like, they started brawling backstage, which we didn't see, but then they made their way out to ringside, and they got in the ring, and I think Ren, like, drop kicked a chair into, I think it was Dion Lennox's head, which was funny, but, like, it distracts her, and she gets hit with an F5 by Zarya, and Zarya retains her title. NXT Spotlight on Charlotte Hill, don't care. Mass Transit was out next, and he took on Cam Hendricks. I repeat, the Mass Transit versus Cam Hendricks. What a disaster. I completely fast forward through this match. I didn't give a shit about this match. These are my two least favorite guys. Cam Hendricks is fucking dog shit. I can't stand him. His stupid gimmick. His presentation sucks. He is just the most generic, nothing guy. Oh, I'm the Heisman. Like, what the fuck are you? You suck. This guy sucks. And the Mass Transit, oh, he's garbage. Oh, yeah, Cam Hendricks won. I'm just looking forward to seeing Jim Cornette shit on the Mass Transit afterwards. Like that, I'm waiting for that clip just to see him rip this match apart. I'm not gonna lie, whatever you think of Cornette, it's entertaining whenever he rips into the Mass Transit. And if you don't know who the Mass Transit is, like, you don't watch the show. You're just listening to this review. The Mass Transit sucks. And then the second Mass Transit. I mean, I feel bad for the original Mass Transit, Eric Kulas, but like the second Mass Transit, he is just garbage. Vanity Project complained to Robert Stone backstage, and the tag team champions walked in and sets up a potential match at Heatwave, which kind of is set up. So I think it's Jackson Drake against Miles Bourne next week, if I'm not mistaken. And if he wins, Drake wins. He gets there's going to be a double title match at Heatwave, in which Miles Bourne has to defend the North American Championship and the Tag Team Championships. I think what's going to happen that makes sense to me is he'll win the initial match against Jackson Drake, and then he's going to lose the tag team match back to the Vanity Project, who I think should be champions again. And then Tavion's, it's set up now. Actually, it's perfectly set up. Tavion's going to turn on Miles Bourne after Heatwave, because he's going to see that Miles kept his North American Championship but lost the Tag Team Championship, and he's going to blame him. And I think he's going to turn on him in NXT afterwards, and I think that's how you set up them feuding for the North American Championship after that. But their tag title reign isn't going to last long. I think that's where we're heading. OTM was backstage, don't care. Birthright was out next. We got Lexus King versus the OTM guy. The OTM guy wins. I don't give a shit. Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair were in Robert Stone's office. Ren wanted another title shot, and she wants a unification match against Zarya at Heatwave, which is basically going to be set up now. We see Jada Parker and Thea Hill talking in the locker room. They both want to face Natty, and Jada is trying to get Thea ready for Natty because it's such a dangerous opponent. It's like, why does Jada love Thea so much now? It's like she's her little sister. Like, it's weird because it's the Jada Parker character is like a bitch. I don't know. She's like a home wrecker in real life, though. Whatever. We got some stupid guys in the cafe area. Noam Dar and that other guy, Romeo guy. I don't care about that. They preview next week's show. And then Tony D'Angelo was out next. He joined commentary. Cruz Montana was out next. And Grayson Waller was out. And we got our main event, the NXT Championship the NXT Championship #1 contenders match. Cruz Montana against Grayson Waller. They're having a decent matchup. It's all right. But then the big news was Zilla Fatu makes his debut. He is officially in NXT. He attacks both guys. It's a double disqualification. Fans went crazy for him. He hit several splashes from the top rope, obviously in tribute of his late father, Umaga. I almost pronounced like William Regal does. Umaga. And he looked up to the sky for his father. That's pretty obvious there, which was a cool moment. I know Armando Estrada, the former manager of Umaga, used to manage Zilla Fatu on the Indies. It would be cool if they brought him back just for NXT for him to manage him here, but probably not. And this was a good moment. They had Tony D'Angelo staring down Zilla Fatu, so big moments and NXT. Zilla Fatu officially on the NXT roster. The bloodline lives on forever. There's going to be a bloodline for the next decade, probably more than a decade. So if you don't like the bloodline, you might not be too happy, but I'm happy Zilla Fatu is signed. He deserves it. He's a good talent, and we'll see what he does. First NXT, then of course he's definitely going to the main roster where he will eventually join the bloodline. But that's the big news for NXT tonight. Zillified 2 has officially debuted.